I do think that there are people that, if they really have that burning desire to go abroad right now, they will. They're doing it, and they are going to do it. Then again, there are those that have reconsidered, and they have reconsidered for these reasons. And so it isn't necessarily that we're saying in this video, do it or don't do it. It's that we're saying, well, this is why people that have reconsidered, this is why they've reconsidered. And the people that are still doing it, this is why they're still doing it. And so the people that have reconsidered is because of the uncertainty going forward of this age. And then, not knowing the language. I mean, it's already a huge, huge deal pre-2020 to be going somewhere where you don't speak the language. Can you imagine? I don't think it hits people until they actually do it. When they actually do it, when they actually, when you're still back home, everything's cozy and comfy, you look at the street sign and you understand it. You go to the restaurant and you can read the menu. Just little things like that people, it doesn't sink in till they get abroad, and then it's like, what does that say? I don't know what the menu says.
Alright, well, I'm ready to do some eating. Come on, Dad, it's time to eat. What are you doing? You better not mess this up, Al.
Oh, hey, am I missing out here?
Yeah, we ate your pizza.
Hey, look at that pizza. Oh my gosh.
That is a lot of dough, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, no oil.
I like
Just
thick.
a little oil up there.
I like thick pizza crust,
Alright, it's mine, I claimed it.
especially when I'm hungry.
Go ahead,
They're
sweet.
different sizes.
Wow, can you eat all that?
No.
Dad, you can have that one.
Why?
I want this one. I want that one. But I want that one. Wait a minute, where'd the
Unless
crispy
you
one
have
go?
that one, I'm gonna have this one.
I don't have that one.
I like
Here's the
mine.
pizza. Your pizza. Oh, you savages. So, this is a New York style?
3 reasons to move abroad during a COVID pandemic. Hi, welcome to our channel. We've spent the better part of a decade abroad in Ecuador and all over the world for the other couple of years. We're in Mexico now, and we have the fortunate experience to be abroad since 2020. Of course, we've been abroad, as I said, for a decade, and we're still out here during since 2020 and are right in the middle of everything. And I know there's people that are just now coming abroad. I know I just talked to somebody that contacted us they wanted some help to get an apartment in Cuenca, Ecuador, because she's moving to Ecuador. But what are the 3 reasons that people should move abroad during a pandemic? I think one of the reasons is that I know what it's like to have that yearning desire to see what it's like somewhere else. Although it isn't really justified to have to go there to do it. I mean, I know that going there is an experience. You get to experience it, but if all it was just to know, well, there's other ways to know. I mean, you can find out something without going there, like like the lady that we helped her move to Cuenca, Ecuador years ago. She had to go all the way there to figure something out. That's no longer the case. You don't have to go. You just give me any place in the world and I can find out the nitty-gritty on anything. You want to know anything.
But honey, people have to...
I know, but just for the purposes of conversation, to say that if all it was just knowing what's it like over there, there's ways to do it. And people in our membership group get all the ins and outs of doing that. But what people really want to do is they want to experience something. But where do you draw the line on experiencing something when there is an unprecedented level of uncertainty, in life? Because that's what it comes down to. It's an unprecedented level of uncertainty, and I'm not sure that people are understanding that really thoroughly, to how uncertain things really, really are, and how things are being changed by the week. From one month to the next, things are just being shut down. This minute everything seems okay, and then the next minute everything's getting shut down. Nobody can do this, nobody can do that. You can't go here, you can't go there. Well, and the normal reasons for that, pre-2020 reasons that people had, to go abroad are still there. People still want to have an adventure. And I understand that. We wanted that. We wanted the adventure. We wanted to rack up experiences. And yeah, I'm really happy we've done it. And I would say that if somebody really has a burning desire to have those experiences, to do it, to go do it, just as long as you understand that it's a lot riskier than it ever was before during this age of something, happening that perhaps you didn't really acknowledge that there was a potential of happening. Like surprises. Nobody likes surprises, especially if they change our way of life in a material way, in a very material way. We're not talking about little surprises like, oh, they don't have any of your favorite food at the restaurant today, and you have to,
substitute for something you don't want.
Substitute for something else, and all the reasons that people go abroad for is it's the adventure, the weather, the cost of living,
the health care.
The health care. People go abroad for the health care. That's huge now, ever since 2020. And so, along with that is the reasons why you wouldn't want to go abroad during this age of 2020, ever since 2020. And just the unfamiliarity of everything. And I say go abroad, I'm saying making a commitment to stay there. Again, if you have a burning desire to do it, do it. It's just that we're having a conversation about both sides of the story.
Like we always do.
Like we always do. And just to be able to give a balanced view of a subject. And to say, well, I do think that there are people that, if they really have that burning desire to go abroad right now, they will. They're doing it, and they are going to do it. Then again, there are those that have reconsidered, and they have reconsidered for these reasons. And so it isn't necessarily that we're saying in this video, do it or don't do it. It's that we're saying, well, this is why people that have reconsidered, this is why they've reconsidered. And the people that are still doing it, this is why they're still doing it. And so the people that have reconsidered is because of the uncertainty going forward of this age. And then, not knowing the language. It's already a huge, huge deal pre-2020 to be going somewhere where you don't speak the language. Can you imagine? I don't think it hits people until they actually do it. When they actually do it, when they actually, when you're still back home, everything's cozy and comfy. You look at the street sign and you understand it. You go to the restaurant and you can read the menu. Just little things like that people, it doesn't sink in till they get abroad, and then it's like, what does that say? I don't know what the menu says, and just little things like that. And imagine, they use Roman numerals here in South America, but we went to Eastern Europe where you couldn't even read the street signs. You didn't know what the street sign said. You didn't know. You had to depend on your sense of direction and place, and those are things that we picked up and strengthened as we've been abroad for many years, and then we progressed to a level where, okay, yeah, we're going to go to this place where we not only do we not know the language, but we can't even read it and put it in a translator, because we can't even write it because the symbols are unintelligible. And that reminds me of, we were trying to rent a room over there in Eastern Europe, and the lady was she had her little Google phone with Google Translator, and we would speak into it, and we would go back and forth, and the translation was awful as usual with Google, and she still couldn't understand what we were saying. But there we were, sitting there, and then she tried Russian, because a lot of people speak Russian in that part of the world, and then she kind of understood a little bit more, and I guess we got by. The point is that even pre-2020, it was a huge challenge, and can you imagine after 2020, with the added dimension of having uncertainty added to the issue of not speaking the language? I think you're talking about a magnification issue where these things get magnified to such a potent level that it can become just unfathomable. And so it's the reason why those that have reconsidered. And then those that are still coming, they're still coming. So more power to you. Hope you got something out of that. Have a wonderful day.